Welcome to the first album review on the Cellar Skeptics podcast. I am Chris Hanna, also known as Philosophy. We plan on reviewing new music pretty regularly, and we'll be in the constant search to find great new music brave enough to question, attack, or even ridicule organized religion. Today, we will be reviewing one of my personal favorite bands, Fear Factory, and their newest offering, Genexus. Released August 7th, this album has been around for a couple of months, and I've been absorbing the sterile intricacies of the immediately recognizable rhythms mastered on past albums, Demanufacture and Obsolete. I keep coming back to Genexus for the warm and comforting embrace of simplicity. In a time when sound engineers can create a 100-piece symphony inside a MacBook, I find myself avoiding music, with everything but the kitchen sink drowning the human talent. In a sense, this is an interesting dilemma for Fear Factory. It has blurred the lines of digital and human-created music for years, garnering praise for the meticulously timed mechanical nature in songs like Linchpin, but also criticized for embracing the machine too heavily, using programmed drums on their last album, The Industrialist. For this album, carbon-based lifeforms were once again fully utilized to walk the lines of man-machine interface. Mike Heller was picked to play live shows for the Industrialist World Tour and remains to test his abilities in comparison to Fear Factory's last sentient drummer, human drum machine, Gene Hoglan. The percussion work on Genexus is up to par with Hoglan's masterwork in 2010's Mechanize, the return to form for Fear Factory after two subpar offerings in Archetype and Transgression. Genexus offers exactly what you would expect from the rhythm section, synchronized guitar, bass guitar, and drums for the majority of the album. Something that people either love or hate when it comes to their metal. But Fear Factory has defined itself with this sound for years, with small but unsuccessful variations from it. Songs like Anodized, Soul Hacker, Proto-Mech, and Genexus show a martial arts sensei level choosing one specific type of music and mastering it. Fear Factory is by no means as revolutionary or innovative as they were when they burst onto the scene wielding clean, echoing harmonic choruses in a sea of death metal uniformity. But they have a sound that is immediately recognizable and have set out to master that. Original Fear Factory member and part of the 1-2 punch of ownership is Dino Cazares. With the drum and bass portions being regularly rotated, it seems Burton and Dino are the only permanent members now. Anyway, 7 and 8-string Ibanez guitars growl out his signature machine gun jackhammer riffs and twitch speed palm mutes. There are still no solo elements aside from small, individually picked melodic moments for the guitars this time around. Par for the course, and a regular area for critical conversation against the predictable style. Case in point, the song Battle for Utopia is so similar to past songs that I had to double-check the booklet on the first playthrough to make sure it wasn't a remix of an existing song. Lyrically, Burton C brings his A-game, weaving a series of industrial and electronic terms into a narrative that lightly progresses the theme of self-awareness in artificial intelligence or transhuman evolution. This album is less of a concept album than The Industrialist or Obsolete, and would be better compared to Mechanize, Digimortal, or Demanufacture. There's a sense of connectivity here, though. The song Church of Extinction brings back the antagonistic perspective of religion previously displayed on songs like Piss Christ, Fear Campaign, God Eater, New Messiah, Act of God, Christploitation, and Big God Raped Souls. Feel a theme? Yeah, there's a wonderfully consistent history of questioning, accusing, pointing out the hypocrisy, and outright damning of a perfect God in the face of human conditioning and so much suffering. In the end, Genexus is exactly what we expected it to be, and for some, that is like a well-loved family member visiting once every few years. I look forward to the Uncle Dino and Cousin Bert visiting every few years, and if I don't get caught up in the evolutionary demands of music, or just fucking have a good time with what the band offers me, instead of expecting them to meet my demands, I can safely rate this comfortable 8.5 out of 10 godless heresies.
This is Trav Mamone, host of the By Any Means podcast, and you're listening to Cellar Skeptics. Prepare for the revolution.